Hey there, everybody. I was just going to give you a little bit of a review of this new item from Biolite. You can kind of see the symbol here. This is the Biolite Firepit. It was released not too long ago. I was a backer on Kickstarter for this project for quite some time. And it took about maybe a year before they started getting production going, and it finally arrived. You can see I have this cover already a little bit detached. I was going to take it off in just a second, but I wanted to show you that, if you're a backer, you can buy this cover if you want. I think it's $60 extra, but it came free if you were a backer. But it's a solar charger kit. So you can kind of see down here, I've kind of lifted it up a little bit. And it is in fact charging the battery for the fan. So let's go ahead and just take the cover off. I try to sort of leave it plugged in for a second. And so here is the unit itself. On the side here you have the Biolite fan, which controls the heat and the intensity of the flame. This is not like typical Biolite, well, I shouldn't say typical Biolite products. It doesn't have a thermoelectric generator, so it's not going to charge itself with heat like their camp stove does or their base camp. And I'll get into reasons why they chose to do that in a little bit. But on the top here, this is the grill grate. You can see I've used it a little bit. It's kind of nice. It just kind of slides out. If you want to actually take it off, you just kind of tilt it, put it back in. But I like that you can just kind of leave it off to the side here, and it manages to take care of it. On the inside, however, this is the main burn chamber. And you can see there's these little holes that the fan will actually direct air through. And then here is the grate, and the thing that's really cool about this is you can cook with coal if you want there. So you can use charcoal and get it heating up and grill on the top, and then all you need to do is drop it down, and then you can throw I think at least 4 pieces of cordwood in there. So I think what I'll do is in just a little bit I'll get a fire going, and I'll talk a little bit more about some of the things that I like about the fire pit and some of the things that I don't. Alright, so here I'm back. I got a little fire going. I chose to do the lazy way, and just started to light up some charcoal. I'm not going to cook on it. I thought about it, but I don't have that much charcoal left. And so what I've done is I left the grill grate at the low position. And this is one of the things that I kind of wish Biolite would have improved upon. When the grates are up and on those hooks right there, when you want to lower it down, so presumably you can cook on it with the charcoal there. When you lower it down, it's really hot, and it's hard to get in there and actually get a hold of that. You can't even use like your I don't know, flippers or forceps or whatever they are that you use to flip burgers and things. So I kind of wish they would have included like a tool that would be useful to hook that and drop it down so you don't burn yourself. And that's one of my little grievances that I have. So I'm just going to let the coals burn down a little bit, and I'm going to put a little bit of firewood on there. But what we can do is talk about some of the things. So I did watch the whole, when Biolite was promoting this as a Kickstarter, they had a big hour-and-a-half long presentation about what to do and kind of introducing the whole fire pit. And one thing they said not to do, or they didn't recommend, I guess, was to not run it on a wood deck, which is unfortunate because I don't want to be out there with all the ticks. So I much prefer to stay here on my deck. I've ran it a few times and I've tested it, and even when you're running it on max heat, it does you can keep your hand under here for a considerable amount of time, and it doesn't get too terribly hot. So I'm not that concerned about the deck heating up. But again, that's leave it to your own risk. You can see I have like this stain on the deck, so that could be potentially a fire hazard if it were to catch up. But regardless, like even when it's running, I still think that it's safe to use, at least on my deck. So now, I mean, the coals haven't quite burned down all the way yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw some wood on there. That's one of the neat things about the fire pit, is that you can, cook with your coals, and even when they're down to embers, you just drop it down, toss some wood in. You have like instant fire capabilities here. So I'm just tossing that in for now, let them kind of catch up. You can turn the fan on, and one of the neat things about the fire pit is that it does come included with an app. And this app is, all wireless, so you could be sitting there with your friends and you can get it going. You can see there's a considerable amount of smoke starting to build up. One thing I have noticed, so we'll just go ahead and it should give me a battery report, and then if I press it once, you should see a light illuminate on the fan, and you should start to hear the fan motor kind of kick in. Now I will admit, the fire pit is not as smoke-free as I think Biolite would like to claim. You'll see that there still will be some smoke that comes up. I will say it's about 1,000 times better than just a standard atmosphere fire. And it's doing okay right here on low. But there will be times when smoke will kind of come out on the low and medium settings, and I found that you really have to have it on high or medium high in order to really get the benefit. And you can see some smoke coming up there. Now, Biolite did say when they were introducing that it's not going to be smoke-free. They just said it's going to be a far more dramatic reduction in the amount of smoke that's produced. So now that that's gotten going, you can go ahead and put in a bigger log. And they say that it can hold about 4 pieces of cordwood, and I'd believe it. It's pretty close to that. This isn't the best position to have the log in. It's kind of over and above here. But when I usually do it, I usually run it on the medium setting. And then it's not too terribly loud. And I think even on max, it's not too terribly loud. It's a really good fire pit for that matter. And you get quite a lot of burn time. I think on low, you can get upwards of 24 hours of burn time. And I've been, searching some of the videos and some of the reviews on the fire pit online. And the few that I've seen have a couple of complaints. And one of the complaints is that they're worried that this is very akin to the camp stove. And with the camp stove, you're at constant refueling fuel. With this thing, I found that 2 pieces of cordwood can really go a long ways. I've had 2 pieces going a while ago, and I had at least 2.5 hours of solid burning. So it does last quite a while, and that was running on a high most of the time. So it is starting to put out a little bit of heat, but again, you can kind of see that even with my hand underneath here, it's not scorching hot. And one of the other complaints that people had is that they really wish that this unit had this thermoelectric generator, or the TEG. A lot of the camp stoves that Biolite makes, their base camp model, all have a thermoelectric generator, so as you build a fire, it actually will charge the battery for the fan. This does not have one of those, and I think it's for very good reason, because the one video that I did see where they're talking about this not having a TEG, and they were kind of upset about it, they're also complaining about the price. I mean, the price for these, I think if you buy it off of their website now, is roughly $199 or $200. And if they were to include a TEG on that, you'd imagine that the price point would be at least $400, if not more. So there's a very good reason why they decided not to put a TEG on there, because they'd miss out on the complete market. And I think it works just fine without one. It has a long burn time. You can get the optional solar panel, so you can actually charge it while it's not in use. And it does also work as a power bank, so you can actually plug your USB devices in here. And I think the battery is I want to say I'm kind of fiddling with this door here. It doesn't really latch very well, but I'm not too concerned about it. I think it has like a 10,800 milliamp hour battery, which is more than sufficient to charge iPads, phones, and all that kind of stuff. And you can run it while it's burning. So I think it's a perfectly wonderful piece of equipment for the price. So $199, you get quite a lot of cool features. Again, I'm not so gung-ho about the app. It's fun. It's kind of a neat party trick. Like, hey guys, you're cold. Well, I'm just going to turn up the heat for you a little bit. I just like it because it's a decent fire pit. So it is toasty warm. You can really feel the heat sort of radiating outside here. And it's efficient and clean, and I like it, and you can cook on it. So all in all, I think it's a very good investment. I think it's a win for Biolite. They have a lot of wins. I have a lot of Biolite stuff, and this is one of my favorites that I've been waiting for quite some time. So I just thought I'd give you guys kind of a run through. Again, it is available now, so if you are interested, go ahead and check one out. But for me, I would highly recommend it. So thanks for watching.